Shalom. First and foremost, like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim scattered the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out this news article. This is from Newsweek.com, published by Brandon Cole 5 hours ago from Newsweek.com, and it reads, Russian nuclear submarine simulates missile strike on target 125 miles away. While you have I want to add a side note. While you have the current Russia-Ukraine tensions are been increasing, and you've been seeing a lot of activity from Russia as well too. Right along the Yellow Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Black Sea as well too. So you've been having a lot of military activity that's been going on as of lately by Russia and its army. I just want to add a side note to that. But continuing on with the reading, it says Russia's military has tested a nuclear submarine in the country's far east during the exercise amending international tensions over its invasion of Ukraine and a warning by Vladimir Putin of its country naval capabilities. And then I would say last week, Russia has launched an advanced ICBM missile nuclear test, and they was issuing out that warning towards the United States as well too. So, while you have the rising tensions with the Russia-Ukraine situation, and then you have the rising tensions of Russia and Belarus, which is allies with one another, going against NATO as well too. So you have tensions of that sparking up as well too. So that shows you a prime example of the wars and rumors of wars are heating up as a prime example, So I just want to add another additional note to that as well too. And it says Russian media reports on Wednesday that the vessel Tomsk simulated the destruction of a mock enemy aircraft carrier, Skrok. You know who that is, the mock air carrier attack strike. That's the United States. We already know who that is, because the tensions between the United States and Russia is increasing as well too. And it says 200 kilometers, 125 miles away, using a Grignnik, if I pronounced that right, anti-ship cruise missile. It says the vessel's command, Roman Veskolenko, said that the exercise was part of the testing of the Pacific Fleet combat readiness that started on April the 14th, a state news agency Interfax report. The drills have taken place off the coast of Promborski, Krai, the Kampuchka Peninsula, if I pronounce those names right, and the Sea of Okhotsk, that they have involved 25,000 military personnel, 167 ships, including 12 submarines, 89 aircraft carriers, and hospitals. Andrew Mocknam is global fellow at the Kennedy Institute of Wilson Center in Washington, D.C. He told Newsweek the exercise was extended to show that despite Russian forces being heavily invested in Ukraine, that they still they still retain a various other strengths everywhere. Right, just like not too far, you had an increase of I believe not too long ago, about like a month and a half ago, I mentioned this before, you had like the SR-400 missiles defense capability was been deployed over there in the India-Russian border as well too. And then right along the Mediterranean Sea and the Black Sea, you've been seeing increasings of military submarines being deployed by Russia, and it includes with a lot of equipped missiles as well too. And the United States, they was on high alert of that as well too. So that shows were prime examples that the tensions are going to continue to escalate between the United States and Russia. That's another prime example. While you still have the Russia-Ukraine situation taking place, still going on as well too, and the tensions between the NATO's of its allies and its army versus Belarus and Russia as well too. It says large parts of navies are not involved against Ukraine, for instance, and so this kind of exercise reflects part of Moscow deterrence. Mogul said, all told, I think that the Navy will resume a greater role in deterrence and defiance over short to medium term, while Moscow reconstitutes its ground forces, he added. Meanwhile, 8 Tupolev Tu-22M long-range bombers performed a combat training flight in the airspace of the neutral waters of the seas of Okhotsk, if I pronounce that right, and the north part of the Sea of Japan. The Russian Defense Ministry said on Wednesday during a meeting with his defense prime minister Sergei Shoigu on Monday. Putin said that the Pacific Fleet can certainly be used in conflicts in any direction. Shoigu said on April 14th that Russia needs to work on ways to prevent deployment of enemy forces in the operationally important regions of the Pacific Ocean. The defense minister refers to the southern part of the Sea of Okhotsk and the southern Kuril Islands, as well as Sakhalin, a Russian island in the Pacific Ocean north of Japan. The Japanese absorbed territorial rights to these Kuril Islands, which Moscow took at the end of the World War II. Disputes over the territory have sustained ties between the countries. Moscow said on Wednesday that the islands was part of Russia despite Japan's describing them as illegal occupied in a diplomatic document just released by Tokyo. The Russian foreign minister said in a statement that the islands off the coast of Hokkaido was an integral part of the territory of the Russian Federation on legal, including international grounds following the result of World War II. The IRA Noskolovsky reported, this is a reality that Japan cannot escape. So as you see right here, I was reading through that whole news article. As you see, this article was published 5 hours ago by Brendan Cole from Newsweek.com, MSN.com. As it says again, Russian nuclear submarine simulates missile strikes on targets 125 miles away. So with that, hopefully this reading of this news article was edifying, and the additional side notes that I added as well too. So with that, hopefully this was edifying. I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar Double honors to the elders for preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the 4 corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom.